Hey guys, Sanamakote here again with my comic book review. Well, my comic book non-spoiler reviews for the new comic book week of December 4th or 5th or 6th. I forget what day Wednesday was on, but this previous week of comics. This last week of new comics was simply, in one word, amazing. A lot of good books came out. Some questions received answers in a couple of my polls for the week, and it was just a really good week for books, for comics. But without any further ado, we'll get started with my picks. Right. So first up, we have Web of the Black Widow, issue number 4. Basically, this is a continuation of Black Widow's adventures to seek answers on someone who is identifying as her in an imposter state, and she goes out to assassinate a high-profile person in this book. And Hawkeye is there to stop her from achieving what she needs to do. But this was a really good read, nice continuation. The ending was amazing. I'm really interested to see where that goes next month when the next book comes out. But I like this book. This was good. Right, next we have Marvel's Black Cat Volume 7. This answered a lot of questions on what the Thieves Guild was, what Black Cat was really doing, what the Fox was really doing. And basically learn about the history of the Thieves Guild, what makes a thief a thief. And I feel really bad because I forgot her name. But we learned the history about her father from Fox, and that was just really good. It answered a lot of questions I had, and frankly, I think this series has been going strong. Yeah, it has its slow and fast points, but I think this was really good. Black Cat's still out there pursuing, trying to rescue Fox. We learn, as she's doing that, we learn the history of the Thieves Guild and the ultimate gift that everyone wants, but no one can get for reasons that you would have to read this book to understand. Pretty good. Right. Next up, we have Batman number 84, City of Bane. This was a good read. This answered a lot of questions on why Thomas Wayne was in Bruce Wayne's world. And it was just, there was some good answers. Thomas Wayne is from the Flashpoint universe, where Bruce Wayne ultimately had died and his mother became the Joker, and Thomas Wayne took up the cowl to become the Batman during that time period. And here he's just going through everything that he wants to do for his son, so his son does not need to be Batman anymore. Lots and lots of questions were answered here. I'm looking forward to this run ending with book 85, and book 86. People are saying that it's looking pretty good, and pretty good. But I kind of think that Tom King should maybe put out this book, maybe for Thomas Wayne and Bane fought in one of the earlier City of Bane books. That would have been a big help. Would have made the entire series make a lot more sense. But good read. I really appreciated this book. We'll see what number 85 is like. Alright, next up we have Justice League number 37, and this, we finally see the Justice Do More 100% take place. You got Batman flying the Hall of Justice, you got Lex Luthor in his Brainiac looking machine, Perpetua's doing her thing, destroying yet another universe, and Hawkgirl and... is he on here? He is not. Hawkgirl is still trapped in outer space fighting the Anti-Monitor, but I found this was a really good read. I was really happy with everything that was in this book. The feeble attempts that the Justice League made to try to weaken Doom's sigil over the populace, obviously that didn't work. But this was a good read, and I am looking forward to Justice Do More ending. I believe it ends next book with 38. And then we see the results from that in 39, and from 40 on, we're in a completely new story. Good read. I liked it. Next up, we have one of the one-shot for the Infected, Deathbringer. It was an alright read. It was nice to understand how this character from the Teen Titans universe got infected with one of the Batarangs from the Batman Who Laughs. And to better understand that story, you would have to read the Batman Who Laughs, the Batman Superman stuff, and ultimately Metal. You would have to have read Metal to fully understand the book, because this is all leading up to DC's plans for 2020, and this is just one of the Infected that helps better understand her character. But since I'm not really much of a fan of Teen Titans, I just kind of wasn't interested. I just wanted to read it because it was a one-shot related to the Batman Who Laughs universe, and I wanted to better understand the story. It was an alright read. Next up, we have my this was a really fun book to read. This is Birds of Prey, Volume 1. This first came out in 2016, and this is one of the dollar comics that DC puts out. They are reprints of one of their most popular issues. And basically in here we see Oracle coordinating with I forget what she is. I think she's I think this is like the original Black Canary. I don't know if you guys know who that blonde is, because I unfortunately need to start taking notes so I know what I'm talking about for my next comic book reviews. We see her she needs to infiltrate a militant group to see what they're hiding and what they've robbed. And I really liked this book. It was light in nature, nothing too over the top and crazy, but I really liked it. Birds of Prey was pretty good, Volume 1. And there's other Birds of Prey variants out there. There's Batgirl Birds of Prey, there's Harley Quinn Birds of Prey, and there's another Birds of Prey starting up in 2020. But I like this book. I am actually going, once I'm done with this video, I'm going to run up to my local comic book shop and get the 3 trade paperbacks ordered. Really good. I liked it. Alright. Alright, next up we have Venom 2099. This spawns directly out of the Absolute Carnage universe, according to my LCS and other people that have read Absolute Carnage. Here we see the results of the symbiotes being cut up into tiny pieces, put into little test tubes, and being used to treat people with ailments. Obviously, there's an ulterior motive to that, and Venom knows what that is, and Venom wants to be complete. So they use this girl who is getting this symbiote treatment to solve that problem. And as it goes on, it just gets just good. This was a really good book. I really liked it. I would love for this to be its own separate series, spawning out of the Absolute Carnage. I never read any Absolute Carnage because I was so invested into my DC comics, and I just comics get expensive once you get up to like 10 weekly. But I really like this. This is my runner-up for pick of the week, so I really liked it. But it didn't quite meet the pick of the week yet. But I really enjoyed it. It was a good read. Alright. And as for my pick of the week, we have a new #1, but not any new #1. It's not only a new #1, but it's also a brand new story writer, Lauren Keeley. This is her first comic book that she's ever written, and I really, really enjoyed this book. 20XX is a story based on a disease with a 1% survival rate, and if you survive it, you become a sim and you have to follow all this protocol. And this introduces us to a character to do that does survive, and everything that she has to go through, and kind of what happened to her real life, because since there was such a low survival rate, people think that you're as good as dead when you get sick. And it's kind of like X-Men with mutant powers, but not quite. But it's my pick of the week because of its unique nature, and although that it is black and white inside, just visually imagining that world in Alaska, the colors aren't even necessary to understand the story. So I was really happy with this story. Great attempt by Keeley with her first comic. It's going on the sub list, and I hope it's a long running one and not one of those super mini series that only go like 3 issues. But really good book. Highly recommend picking it up. Pick of the week. Alright. Alright guys, thank you all for watching today. I do my best to try to get these videos out as soon as possible, but work and real life kind of don't play well when I want to do my hobby. But anyways guys, if you liked the video, feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like the video, you can go ahead and dislike the video. And if there's anything that you want to mention, go ahead and comment down below. Maybe we can start a conversation or something. And if you like my content, feel free to subscribe to me. And if you want to know when one of my videos goes live, hit the notification bell in the upper right hand corner, and you will be first to know that the video is live. But thank you guys for watching, and you all have a good week. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.